A lot of men fall into this trap. They think that being non needy means acting like a stonewall, playing the mysterious tough guy, or pretending that they don't care. But let me tell you the reality of this, okay? Because I myself am just a regular guy. I don't drive a Lambo around. I'm not 6'4". I'm not built like a Greek statue. But what I do have is a life that I'm building brick by brick, a mission that I do not abandon for anyone, and the ability to enjoy a woman without orbiting around her. So here's the problem. Most men act non needy by faking it. They delay texts, act busy when they're not, or pretend that they're above it all. And women can smell that insecurity a mile away. Women don't want a man who's cold. They want a man who's solid, a man who can flirt, who can play, who can tease her a little bit without collapsing the moment she gives him some attention. So, today I'm going to break down exactly how guys like you, guys like myself, develop the kind of non neediness that feels effortless instead of forced, the kind that makes her feel drawn in, not pushed away. So before we curate how you can curate yourself into a man who's not a needy type of a dude, we first need to clarify what needy behaviors actually look like. Because there's a lot of things that guys do just regularly that they're not even aware that they're being needy. So, I use this word a lot. So today I want to actually clarify some specific points about what I mean when I'm referring to being needy. Okay, and I wrote these down. I'm going to go through each of them. There are four specific points that we're going to talk about. Okay, the first one is overtexting and communicating all week over text. This is something that so many guys do. They think that they need to keep her attention, so they keep texting day in and day out. And what happens is that you just start to look like you have nothing else going on in your life. You don't need to be texting her every single day just because you're, in hopes that this alleviates your fear that she'll be disinterested in you. That's like something that, this is basic stuff. And, if I meet somebody new, I never am texting them except to set up another date. And in my coaching program, this is something that just completely blows every one of the guys that I work with away, because they're like, wait, am I not supposed to text them every day? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I give them the exact strategy, exact method in which to interact with women so they actually feel more attracted to you instead of feeling like you're just always constantly barraging them with messages. A lot of the guys think that they had such a great first date that I got to keep this going. Bad move. So that's the first thing, is talking way too much during the week. The next one is that guys who proclaim their feelings way too soon before a woman has even had time to develop her feelings for that man and actually invest in you. So many guys, again, you go on a first date and she's looking real good. She's dressed up real nice. She's got the lip gloss, got the boobs, got the nice boots, the legs. You're just like, oh my God, I'm in love. And I get it. Girls are good at making us just be stimulated with our eyeballs, and you just boom, you get latched on. But this is a really dangerous thing to do. You don't want to be doing that after a first date, because honestly, this comes off as a feminine thing. When a guy tells a girl, I've coached guys who thought it'd be really bold and really confident showing if they went up to a girl after a first date and said, hey, I really like you, and I'd love to see where this goes. That makes a woman feel uncomfortable because you've jumped the gun. She's not there yet. A woman's feelings grow slowly, several weeks. They want to get to know you a little bit. And when you're declaring your feelings like that right away, you've kind of moved yourself into being feminine. Because a woman, if she likes you, she's going to be the one to declare those feelings for you. Even if a girl just thinks you're great after the first date, you still shouldn't be saying stuff like that. That's her department. The third thing is you have this belief that the girl that you've just started seeing is the one. And when in fact, you really don't even know her yet. Okay. This is just the whole cold, harsh reality. Again, just because you had a good first couple of dates, it doesn't open the door to just totally reaching out to her all the time, wanting to talk to her all the time, wanting to see her every day. Bad move. This is what I mean by being needy. You're so much focus in on her and you just look needy. She's probably got a lot of other things going on. And a lot of the times women want to kind of see, is this guy going to lose his shit if I give him some attention? And if you do that, well, you fail that test. And lastly, number 4 here is when they use number 4 out of the 4 needy things that a lot of guys tend to do that I want to cover today. 4th, when they use their woman as an emotional rag doll and vomit all of their worries, their anxieties, all the things that are stressing them out onto that woman. In the hopes that they think they're being vulnerable. You know, a lot of guys like, oh man, I just opened up my heart to her and I was so vulnerable and I cried in front of her. And I just think that, you know, this is really going to bring us closer together because she's seeing what a sensitive guy I can be. No, she's going to see you for being a weak ass loser who can't keep his shit together. She might feel bad for you. She might find it a little bit endearing, but deep down she's repulsed. She's grossed out. She's like, ugh, I thought I was dating a man, not this crybaby. So this is the reality of that. And so this is usually for guys who maybe have been dating for a while now. Maybe they're exclusive, but they start to treat her like this therapy partner and just tell them all the things that they're worried about and just become this nervous wreck around her because they think they're being super vulnerable. But no, you're not. You're just being needy, weak, and irritating. So stop that. Why do guys do this stuff? Okay, what is this all about? Why are guys doing this? Well, guys do this because they prioritize a woman's validation over their own life mission and purpose. You should be getting all the validation that you need from your own life mission and purpose, the things that you're into, the world that you're building, the career that you're building, the career that you're, leveling up in. That should give you all the validation that you need. Now, I'm not going to be some, hard ass and pretend like a girl liking you doesn't feel good. No, of course it does. But these guys are prioritizing that. They're looking for that dopamine rush from the girl more than anything else in their life. And this just comes off as super needy because women can feel that. They can just sense, okay, this guy doesn't got anything else going on. He definitely is into me, and I've just met him. It's only been a couple of dates, couple of weeks, but he's already into me. It's kind of like, it's like, give me some space, dude. And this goes even for women who are really into you. If a girl's super into you, you can get away with this a little bit. Not gonna say you can't, but even after that initial period, if you keep doing it, even girls that are really into you are going to get turned off by this. So it's not a good way to go either way. Let's see here. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with liking a girl. There's nothing wrong with longing for the companionship of a girl that you really, really like. But the problem is too many guys, they pedestalize her and make her their world, their everything. You've seen TV shows, you've heard songs, you've seen celebrities talking about, oh, she's my world and I'm such a lucky guy and just she's my everything. I don't know what I'd do without her. And you're kind of thinking, okay, I should probably act like that so she knows how much I like her. Don't do that. She knows she knows that you like her. Focus on your mission when you're together. Yes, obviously you want to have a good time, be affectionate, be loving, all that kind of good stuff. But don't treat her like you'll die without her. That's a big, big problem. Okay. So that's why guys do that. Now, how some men deal with this idea of not being needy. Okay. So like I said, you don't want to be non-neediness is essential. There's 3 things that are essential for men to become really good with women. That's leadership, being able to be charming and playful, and then non-neediness. I've already done 2 videos on the other, leadership and being charming. So check out my other videos. But the third one being non-needy. A lot of guys, they understand to a certain extent that I shouldn't be needy. And they've heard okay, if I don't give a shit, girls will like me more. Now, there's some truth to this. And again, it's because you're not putting her front and center. You're not pedestalizing her. But the problem is a lot of guys are faking it. They're being phony. And so they're trying to be that mysterious tough guy. And they're acting like they're just so cool, they don't really care about her, don't give a shit. And even when they're with her, they're like, oh, whatever. It's acting all cold and Mr. Nonchalant. This isn't a good way to go either because it's inauthentic and it comes off as phony. And some girls may fall for it, but the problem is if you act like that, you're stifling your true desire, and you can only play the act for so long, and then eventually you are going to really get strong feelings for her, and now you're going to flip to being that super needy guy because you never really actually dealt with your need for her validation. And now she's going to think, okay, you were once really nonchalant, now you're super needy. This guy is all over the place, very unattractive, okay? So the best way to handle this is to find something in your life that is your life mission and purpose that you can focus on when you're not together. So here's how this works. When you're on a date with her, you have fun, you have a good time, you connect. But when the date is over, you go your separate ways and you do your own thing. Think of it like a work acquaintance that you flirt with a lot. Okay, this is kind of how I've illustrated it in the past. There's a girl at work that you like. At work, you're flirting, you're having fun while you're at work, right? But that's kind of all that it is. You go home, you go hang out with your boys, play video games, whatever you're doing at home. You're not sitting here texting her all night, sending her emails, to your coworker. You kind of let it be. But then when you see her again, the next time at work, maybe you flirt again, you're kind of laughing, you're hanging out, having fun, all that good stuff. This is kind of how you have to think of women that you first start dating. You have to keep her a little bit of an arm's length away so you're not acting so needy and obsessed with her. It's really, really important okay? She's someone that you keep at an arm's length that you eventually will get more romantic with, all right? And this is something that is the same for men who are average men, who with average looks, and even men who are super chads, ripped, all this other stuff. Because the only difference is that chads will get much more attention. They'll have much more eyes on them. They'll probably be able to interact with more women, but they will, if they don't know how to control this needy factor, it's going to push them away just the same as a regular guy if he acts needy too. Looks get you in the door a lot better than if you have just average looks. But even with those Chad looks, you can still F things up by being needy. And trust me, I've coached a lot of guys actually who are ripped, who are good looking, very just like typical Chad looking guy. But they sucked with women. It's because they were super needy. They were super feminine. They were super, they didn't have their shit together. So it's like, I had to coach them on how to dial that way back so they could, succeed with women. Cause I'm like, dude, there's no reason why you shouldn't be just drowning in pussy, but it's because you act like this that you're not getting anything. And they were frustrated because they're like, yeah, I thought being ripped, it'd just be easy. Well, it's easier in terms of getting attention, but if you don't know what to do after that, it's not going to be any easier. And that doesn't have anything to do with women being fickle or finicky. It has to do with you doing things that simply just turn women off. All right, it's that simple, guys. If you have behavior that turns women off, they're going to go away. So the most natural way for you to become non-needy is, like I said, is to have something else in your life to focus in on that gives you validation, that gives you confidence, that gives you those good feelings that a lot of you are seeking out in your girl. Because when you have something else in your life, you realize that, okay, my whole life doesn't revolve around whether a girl likes me or not. It's also these other things that I do. And when you get into a relationship, that doesn't give you the permission to become needy either. A lot of guys think that, okay, I'll be Mr. Stoic, and then as soon as I get in a relationship, boom, I'm gonna let the floodgates go. I'm gonna be super needy and tell her everything and just be my girl. And no, don't do that either. Because at the end of the day, both you and her are men and women. Okay, she has female tendencies, and you should be having male tendencies. If all of a sudden you just throw everything out the door and act needy again, her feminine nature is going to be repulsed by it. She's going to be turned off by it, right? And hopefully, if you have some self-respect, you'll be disgusted by your own behavior and slap yourself in the face and say, "What the hell am I doing?" Right? You don't. If you want long-term success in this, you have to practice non-neediness forever. It doesn't just stop, okay? Now, of course, there's going to be some nuance to this stuff, but I can't go into everything in this one video. But I hope this gives you a guideline of how you should consider yourself. And if you find yourself being needy and girls is kind of like pushing you away, think about this and ask yourself, am I doing this kind of stuff? Because if I am, I need to change my ways. And if you need help with this, click that link down below. This is an opportunity for you to book a free consultation call with me. It's an opportunity for me to hear more about what you're going through, where you're getting stuck, and what's been holding you back from getting what you really, really want in life. And if it seems like it'd be a good fit, I'll walk you through how my coaching program works, and we'll get you started right away. Now, the end of the year is coming up. 2025 is almost over. 2026 starts very soon. So if you want to get a jump on this, book a call and get your next year started strong. No more dicking around, no more dawdling, trying to figure this stuff out. Book a call and you can get your love life handled so much more faster with much more clarity working with me one-on-one. All right? All right, guys, that does it for this video. I will see you in the next one.